you that. I went to school with the principal.
Thank you.
Сейчас все, знаете, сколько медиа сейчас все. Спасибо, что приехали. Yes, sure.
I'm an open Republican.
Yes. Yes.
And your pronunciation.
Michael Novakhov, that's N-O-V-A-K-H-O-V, and I'm representing the 14th Assembly District in the state of New York.
Just want to make sure I'm saying it right, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
So just, migrants say we'll move back to Floyd Bennett Field at 4:15 this morning, but despite that, you still decided to come around here.
Well, because, we never know what's going to happen with the weather, and they can be moved here again, depending on the weather conditions. So we're concerned because I received so many emails and messages from parents from my district. This particular school is not in my district. This is Whiteside district. So, but there's so many students from my district that go to this school, so they're concerned if the weather's bad again, our migrants will be able to the school again, because schools are not a place for migrants. As simple as that.
And we heard from the papers here this morning, they said they're sympathetic to migrants, but they also think that should fall back to the students.
I'm sympathetic to migrants too. I mean, I have no idea why they denied by 4:15 in the morning. The school is closed anyway, so they could have stayed here until 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning. I have no idea, and those are the questions I want to ask the agency.
And do you think parents, students, teachers, they also weren't given enough notice yesterday? Were they surprised why this litigation?
They weren't given any notices, and they don't know how the school will be sanitized. I just spoke with one of the parents, and she said that the teachers recommended to give kids cleaning supplies. If the parents want to make sure that the school will be clean. What's next? They will ask kids to clean the school.
The city controller yesterday.
I have
Any notice what is going to happen next? There's your concerns as well.
Exactly. So we just can't afford having those camps in the cities. It's not a southern part of the country. Anything can happen. Any storms, any kind of weather conditions. So we need to make sure the migrants are placed in the buildings that are fit for any weather conditions.
And are there any buildings, empty building spaces that you could think of that might have been better than using the school?
There's so many. There's so many. I just cannot name a few right now, but there's so many. I'm pretty sure that there's so many abandoned commercial buildings that we can use and invest the same amount of money as we invest in those temporary camps.
So do you think they should not have gone to Floyd Bennett Field in the first place?
I absolutely not.
Thank you. Anything else to add?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. She knew that vote. She voted for it. She knew that yes.
Are we doing a new 9:30?
The others from the school.
Oh, can we?
One of the best schools in the district. I in fact left Manhattan to the Brooklyn because it was the best school for my son. And Vernikov knew about it because the student received the text that is going to be classes, virtual classes. She voted for it. I posted on social media. She pretending like fake outrage. Oh my God, how could this school be used? You knew. She knew about it. And I tell you, no, I'm going to tell you something.
Hey,
this Republican, Democrat, I don't blame there's immigrants for coming to this country. You guys you enticing them to come here. Your policies, everybody, I'm not picking, Ari Kagan, Brooke Krasny, Vernikov, all these Russian-speaking elected officials.
So, Michael, let me ask you a question.
Our district. And I don't blame those people. They're victims of your goddamn policies because you both sides came discovered. I don't know who you are. I'm actually a registered Republican. I'm a libertarian by heart, and I'll tell you something, I support a lot of democratic issues. Because without Democrats, there wouldn't be a welfare. Without the Republicans, there wouldn't be balance on the far left. But you guys, all you do, go into social media, talk about it, post on the Twitter, and oh, look at this, wearing the goddamn dress when our schools are.
I'm here right now.
No, I know you're not. But and by the way, I am here because of you. And I am here because of you. If I didn't support you, I would have blown up on you. But I tell you right now, people need to be held responsible. We should defund politicians. They created this mess, and this vicious cycle needs to end. You know what happened? I tell you, police and DA getting overtime pay because they have to process the criminals, process the whole thing. We taxpayers, I'm a small business owner. I'm paying to the chief the taxes. And guess what? You guys on my payroll, and you blocking people like Brooke Krasny blocks me on social media. Vernikov is sued by me for blocking because guess what? As much as I dislike AOC, she at least graciously apologized to Novakhov and unblocked him and paid him $35,000. Now I'm suing Vernikov for blocking, for speaking out against those radical ideas. There's poor people. There's poor. I'm an immigrant. I came to this country 33 years ago. And I have to tell you something. I do not blame them. I do not. They are actually more victims than anybody else besides us taxpayers.
Let me ask you something. Did you get to this country legally or illegally?
Can I tell you something? I like when you Republicans, and I'm Republican, I'm telling you, I'm fed up with this bullshit. Oh, this is legally, illegally. Your policies brought them here. They didn't just come here and say, you know what, you know what, when you knock on my door, I'm a petitioner, professional petitioner. If I knock on your door and you open and say I'm not interested, guess what's going to happen? I'm not going to forcefully enter your apartment. No, I'll walk away. Your policies brought them here.
Your policies, you mean whose policies?
You guys all together.
This is what it's about. The absentee ballot applications. These are not migrants. These are human trafficking victims. Mayor Adams is the largest child trafficker this city has ever seen. They are here to vote. This right here, the absentee ballot application, as well as the mail-in ballots, are because these illegals are here to vote because they are about to take their homes. The NYCHA is about to be handed over through PACT and Section 8 so that they can take people out of their homes.
No, I'm not talking about any political issue. What I'm talking about the human issue here. This is a human issue. Look at the assembly people. Look at the senators. Look at the city council. Look at the mayor. Look at the governor. Everybody uses social media and tries to be a hero. There's people suffering, and we are the taxpayers, small business owners, coughing up. How about you and everybody else lose your salaries until you solve this problem? This is a human tragedy. This is unacceptable for them and for us.
What's going on? 85,000.
Very simple. Close the goddamn border. That's number one.
I totally agree with you.
Second, end the sanctuary city policies. Number two, you actually voted for recreation. Why? Why? Not enough taxes we pay?
I never voted for the referendum.
Yes, you did, because it's in the record. I'm going to screenshot it and send it to you. Unless the website is wrong, explain to me.
The commission for the recreation, right?
No. Oh, please. I am fed up. Do you know, you supported Sanders. What kind of reply? You became Republican by accident, like Vernikov, who marched with BLM. She was pounding everybody. Go ahead. Don't discuss, because that's what you guys do. Walk away. Walk away. And that's the problem right here. You will see more tolerant Democratic. I actually met the city councilwoman next district, and I was pounding on her because the building in her district was in a horrible condition. And she took the punch. This guy walks away because how could I confront him? They vote, they don't care about them, and sure as hell don't worry about us. Because I can't blame these people being here. I can't.
Yes, they're going to change the zoning. want all the illegal aliens to vote and to take away our homes. Right here.
No question about it.
Right here. The absentee ballot application. Right here. This is how they're going to take our voice away.
Uniparty.
Right here.
There's not such a thing as Republican or Democrat. There's not such a thing. It's a people that make money of misery. Of misery. Of both misery. Our misery and their misery. I'm sorry that our voters in this district and in every other district not voting based on the policies and voting based on the political affiliation. They don't do the vetting. When you get married, before you marry your guy, you never marry him at a blind date. You're probably going to vet him. Make sure he has the job, make sure he's responsible, make sure he's healthy. These people are victims of this politician. Created. I'm grateful. Michael posted on the and I'm grateful for that. In fact, he's not the worst of them. They're here now, so what would you do? But I'll tell you something. What we need to do is, I actually found 7 empty buildings in our district. We can actually spend the money, or we can fundraise the money from our local communities and provide them a place to live, because students must have their school. This is not the appropriate place to have had to go through a lot. In fact, my neighbor who crossed the border, Georgia, told me horrendous stories, being raped, robbed, by both sides, Mexican side and American side. And she made it here. So I don't want her to be thrown back to the Soviet Georgia, no. But this is not a solution to put them in school. There is 7 buildings in this particular district. That's it. I love it. Could you tell me your name? My name is Angela Pink, and they Republicans and both Democrats know me as a troublemaker.
Spell your name.
Pink is a pink color.
What's next? They're cleaning the school. The students will be cleaning the school.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a few ways, a few issues here. You look at the Floyd Bennett field, it seems like a lot of people right from jump said, this is not a place for, like, something is going to happen, like, as soon as the weather, but, like, it seems like people saw, maybe not exactly this happening, but something like this happening.
Something like this can happen at any time. This is here. We have a lot of storms here. We have a lot of wet weather here. So we need to find other places to shelter migrants, and those temporary camps is not a good idea to place migrants because they end up in our schools. And I think the schools are absolutely not the right place for migrants. It's the place for our kids, for our students. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's one thing, if they need to be moved somewhere because the shelters weren't good, but then when it's impacting other people and impacting families and things like that. So, I mean, what were just sort of the things you were hearing from parents, from people in the area who were frustrated as they were hearing this news?
You mean like what?
Yeah, just sort of some of the things they were saying to you, and then just sort of the reactions from parents when they're getting this news. What were some of the things they were saying to you?
Well, they want us to stop. They want to stop this once and forever. To stop, schools being a shelter for migrants. Some of them feel sorry for migrants. That they're in this tough situations. Yeah. I feel sorry too. But again, we don't have to sacrifice our kids and our education. That's it. So there are plenty of places. Plenty of rooms in the White House. 132 rooms. Put place on the White House.
So they say that's sort of the $1 million question is, so where do you bring them?
There's so many commercial properties, like factories and stuff like that we can invest money into instead of investing in temporary camps and Floyd Bennett. So we can invest money into making those converting those properties to libraries. And I think this is worth more investment than the temporary camp.
Have you gotten any feedback or response from the city or from anyone as why? Because you said one of your reactions was why school and why this school. Have you gotten any answers about?
No, not yet.
My daughter just started.
How's all the communication to parents about when this all took place? Apologies if you already said that.
So yesterday evening, I started receiving calls and messages from the parents. So I decided to organize a rally. Yes, I totally understand. I'm with parents. I understand parent myself. I understand.
And what time was that about? Was it via email? Was it a notice sent home from school? How did they find out about the closure today?
It was email, social media, text messages, calls. It was around.
Did you not hear what the mayor said this morning? Can you tell me what? Oh, she said that we have to protect the migrants. That's wicked.
I mean, I understand there's a web. We don't know. No, we can't smile. We're not happy.
No, I'm feeling miserable. What do you mean?
They never was told about sanitizing. There never was no information whatsoever.
I'm moving. My house is at. I have my family car. Everyone that I live
That's a good thing.
So if they want to continue.
You didn't mind, did you? Oh, you don't want to walk around like
No
that.
taxes paid because everyone's moving. That's how it's
Tell us your name we never checked. They're not in line as well. Parents were complaining. The kids. Yeah. So the parents were complaining that they wasn't sent. The kids didn't receive a Zoom link.
So the school dates are shut down.
Who's that speaking?
It's still open, so parents are volunteering.
Who's that speaking over there?
Well, I'm sorry.
You're saying parents are volunteering. Are they pulling their kids up?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. The school is shut down. You cannot enter the school. You can try to get out. But I'm talking about that there's no online education schools because they weren't sent the Zoom link
where our kids ice skate, where our
the
kids
kids are out of school. The parents, some parents cannot
dirty.
work because they're bored because to take care of their children.
I mean, there's way too many cons than the road, but they need a road.
I run an organization, The Bridge. I was probably one of the only people in this area that visited the Floyd Battlefield. Right. So number one,
You knew this was going to
these
happen.
people, regardless
That
of
the migrants were coming here, and you also knew about the
regardless
homeless
of the immigration status,
Now you come here
and
to
what
stop
we
this.
say
What's
has to
going
be
on?
done with
Michael, the same way I did the homeless shelter on East Texas. You just coming here for what? You know that you're playing the game. You knew the migrants would come here. What were you going to do with the migrants sitting in East Texas? I'm telling you for a fact because we're not happy. You have no idea what we're doing with the migrants in the middle of the winter. They sit in tents. You know that we have to be putting them in first class. You're not totally that. You're totally that you're here. I want an answer that should have been done, not an answer after it's done.
That this will be the last one.
You didn't get notice. Everybody got notice over here. But you knew what were you going to do beforehand? You just can't wait till the end. You know why you're here for something. No, it's
dangerous. Yesterday we had a dangerous situation. Since it was so dangerous, we're here. So you can't really, I mean, the mayor's trying to do it. But as the previous gentleman said, the city has over 100,000.
I thought they had to last night here with the children.
And we can do their job.
What's going to happen Friday? What's going to happen Friday? As a parent, I'm very concerned that my daughter's education was disrupted here. I think that's just like every other parent that is here today. So yesterday I did receive a Zoom link.
You should see these how they treat them. And the mayor and the city of New York
That's when we learned that the school will be used
just like we criticize them
only
for being
night and not during the week.
it's the way they
A
treat
lot of parents were there as sanitizing.
the workers are widely,
You know, where they going to
they have
various concerns.
recreation,
And these
they have
concerns
food
about
24 hours a
we
day.
don't know
We have
who
to
they
sit
are
down
and
with the
so
elected
forth.
officials
So we have to
and work together with a plan where to keep these migrants.
For the administrators here.
And your first name? And no surprise.
Well, from day one, before they had stakes on the ground, we said that it is not a place to house anyone, man, woman, or child. It's a flood area. Right, I've been out there when it had torrential rain. We've measured in some parts 9 inches of rain. 9 inches of rain. And then with heavy wind, you can't. We are just entering winter season. And I think they were banking that the hurricane season ended in October and November. Guess what? No one, last night was unprecedented. So we have to do better. And Floyd Bennett Field needs to be shut down permanently. These family needs to be moved to a more sustainable place where they can be, you know, away from the natural elements of the weather. Jaime Williams.
One more. I wanted to get this lady over here. Okay?
I am a parent of a track partner.
I'm gonna stick my mic in there.
I mean, what does that have to do with, you know, James Madison and evacuation? And I don't understand. Today we're here because our children's school was disrupted, and that needs to be, people need to be held accountable. Floyd Bennett Field needs to be shut down completely because we have an issue in our district, Mill Basin Marine Park, where the door knocking, begging for money, begging for food is ongoing. And then last Friday, we found out that some of these migrants also own vehicles that were parked illegally without any type of license plate or registration at Floyd Bennett Field. So it's a lot of different things happening all at once.
What kind of solutions would you like to see happen?
Are the kids expected to go back to school tomorrow? Well, as what my daughter said, they are expected to go back.
What kind of solution would you like to see to the influx of migrants in this particular neighborhood?
So, first of all, it's not just the influx of the migrants coming to this particular part of the neighborhood. They're not coming here on their own free will. They were placed here at Floyd Bennett Field, and as a matter of fact, I would say that they were dumped in Floyd Bennett Field because Floyd Bennett Field, it is an isolated area. Everyone knows that it's a flood area. So why would you put 2,000 plus people there with their children with no infrastructure whatsoever? That is unacceptable. And let's take it a step further, right? The Biden administration, they have turned a blind eye to our borders. We have imaginary borders. So the influx keeps coming in, and if you don't close our borders, guess what's going to happen? They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. This country was built on migrants, but you know what? We are doing it the right way. People have done it the right way. And it's an unjust to people who've been living in this country for decades, paying their taxes and doing right, and that is still undocumented and is not being treated right.
But my question is about the solution for the people who are here right now, the people who are inside there right now. What do you want the current leadership to do?
Well, right now, we heard that they will all move back to Floyd Bennett Field. I don't think there's anyone in the building as we speak right now. Right? They're all back at Floyd Bennett Field. So people need to come together, and they need to, you know, they need to be evacuated permanently from Floyd Bennett Field. Floyd Bennett Field needs to shut down.
Assembly member just had a long conversation with the Adams administration, so if you'll indulge me for a minute, I want to tell you what they told me, and I would love your response. So they had everyone out by 4:30, which was the plan. Out of an abundance of caution, working with the principal, they declared today remote, thinking if the weather got worse, and also with high school students, there was slightly less of a child care concern. They also viewed this as an unusual incident they don't expect to pop up again, because mainly this is about the wind, not the rain. They acknowledge the flood concerns. So what they're saying is, this is just feeling the impact of the migrant crisis, which is what they've said New York will feel more and more. Your response to that?
I think we have pointed out from day one the issues with Floyd Bennett Field. So it's not no new issue. We've had a rainstorm that had so much rain in such a very short period of time. The last rainstorm we had, people were screaming, children were screaming inside the tents. So that statement means nothing to me, because I live here in this district. I visit Floyd Bennett Field at least twice a day. At least twice a day to see what is happening on the ground. And I guess my question is here at the powers. So what are you going to do Friday if the weather changes for bad? What are you going to do Monday when the weather weather changes for better. Have the women and children and the babies shuffling through the snow and the rain. What are we going to do? We need a sustainable plan for them. Floyd Bennett Field needs to be shut down.
Oh, some of that I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
This has nothing to do with political parties. Yes.
Can I just get your saying of your first and last name? Jaime Williams. Thank you so much.
You teach them. You give them the That's right. They want to hold.
I want to know. Okay, I want to know. 7:30 in the morning.
So, Jamie. Hey, what's up, bro? Yo, what's up, man? Yo, we're doing good, man. Yo, can you break the rumor that you wrote for State Assembly? There's a rumor that you wrote for State Assembly, bro. In the 45th. They say right saying that you wanted to State Assembly. Rumors. After they get down. Cool. Gotcha.
Well, guess what? You had the opportunity. You appealed a judge's decision that gave you the out, that gave you the response you needed. Here we are today. So let's stop playing games and make some real action.
I think the mayor's put everyone, single adults on a 30-day notice, families on a 60-day notice. Yesterday, quite poignantly, they kicked families and a pregnant woman out of shelter. They said, the mayor said to an extent, enough is enough, we're going to move people along. Why is that not a sufficient enough response for you?
Well, unfortunately, it's $1 It's a daily $1 short. You put a beacon out there that said vacancy, please come. You put hotels that were $300 a night. You were making sure that you gave them all the supplies they wanted. You welcomed them today. Welcome arms, right? You went to Port Authority and went handing things out to them.
They have to submit.
What did you expect?
If you build it, they will come.
Exactly. What do you expect? If you tell people that you're giving away free seats somewhere, people are going to show up. That's how it works. The city needs to make a clear stand. They need to say that the sanctuary status is not working. Right to shelter, we should have never, ever appealed. And we think that this is the way it's going to be.
As of last night, when I came in to lend my support to the principal, as soon as I left, they put up a picture of myself, a picture of Ina, and throw in some other electeds. But we know why they put up that picture too. If we came back, not to allow us in the building.
So elected members are feeling targeted over this situation.
Well, I am. Ina is. Right. At the end of the day, I wear many hats, but last night I wore the hat of a parent. And you cannot rob me of my right to entertain.
Are you going to send your kid back tomorrow to school?
She's graduating this year, so, I don't have a choice.
Thank you.
You know who I am?
I'm busy. I know who you are, but I'm busy. I'll talk to you later, okay?
How's Nardine doing?
She's going good. She's being Nardine. Nardine's Nardine. Dangerous as hell. Yeah.
Change that.
Yeah.
We got to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Got to speak out. Can't let her do.
Yeah.
Look what she's done to the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's destroyed it. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Think about it. Can you imagine if, God forbid, somebody is in an ambulance and having a heart attack, and they need to get to the hospital? And these people, these protesters that are blocking, jam up that ambulance from getting there.
Yeah.
And that person passes away. Should they be culpable for that?
Yeah. Of course.
Should be.
Yeah, her. Yeah. Her. Yeah. She gotta go. She gotta go to. Yeah, she gotta go to jail. Yeah, of course. But thanks for what we do, bro. Thanks for what you do. Yeah, of course.
This is what we do.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta take it serious.
Billion, bro. Billion.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how you got the energy, bro. I don't know how
yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, thank you, bro.
I heard. I was listening to WABC radio yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think the show is right.
Okay.
And he was talking about a previous post and saying that this year he's being charged $3,000 to send his children to pre-K. Do you happen to know if that's true or not?
Well, if it's through the city, the answer is no. But I mean, you can choose
Okay,
any
so
private.
through the city, it's
Yes, correct. I mean, I'm guessing, again, very much guessing, is that he sees the city free option as unacceptable and feels compelled to pay. That's my guess. I didn't listen to what you listened to, obviously. But if it's through the city, no, that's not materially true. Yeah.
So we're not.
No, I think we can. WNBC's got it head on the shot, so I don't really this look one of these people after the first round. Then I think that's.
I'm not a president. It's for James Madison High School. Migrant protests. Just put me for 45 minutes and I'll call you
So despite the fact that this is not my district, this is not Mike Wright's district, this is not Jaime Williams' district, or our Krasny district, our constituents, the parents, the kids of our constituents go to this school. And this is why we're here today. Yesterday night, I received a text message from. You want me to speak without the headphones, just the microphone? Okay, no problem.
You'll sound better.
All right. So, I don't care whose district it is, and I don't know why the assembly member for this district is not here. Perhaps she can answer this question. But I care about the parents from my district, the parents from New York City, and the parents from New York State, whose kids are not able to go to the school today. And the parents are not able to go to work today because they have to take care of their kids. Why this is happening? Because the temporary shelter for migrants was built in Lloyd Bennett built, not the best place to get migrants to without any kind of infrastructure. And now when the weather is bad, when winter came, when the weather is bad, when it's windy and stormy, we're closing our schools to get migrants there. This is not right, and this has to be stopped. I'm working on the legislation to prohibit using New York State schools as a shelter for migrants. And I want everyone to please support this legislation. Now, I want Tatiana, who called me yesterday, who texted me yesterday, that Michael, please help, something wrong is going on with the school. My kids are, my son is not going to school tomorrow. Michael Novakhov, Assembly Member District 45. Tatiana, I would like you to speak, just tell us what happened, how did you know about that, and what's going on right now.
I'm one of the main outreach parents for James Madison High School. My son is actually in 11th grade. We got an email around 1 o'clock, a little past 1 o'clock from the school, stating that the school might be used as a shelter. Might. It wasn't definite. So until we received notice from the that the school is actually being closed for students and is being used as a shelter for migrants, we had no idea that this is actually happening. I called the school. The school told me that there's nothing they can do about it. They are a secondary shelter for Lloyd Bennett and they have no problem over it. And this is something that was decided by the city board and for the migrants overnight. There was a meeting at 7 o'clock. Absolutely useless. I know a lot of parents have talked to the principal. We actually apologize for that. She was the only face that saw the attack. I know that she had nothing to do with this. Like a horrible decision. She had nothing to do with it, but she had to go along. Our school is, we're not sure if the school is being sanitized. People, the deputy director personally said that we will oversee the cleanliness of the school. We were told by one very intelligent English teacher that if we're concerned about cleanliness of the school, that we should send our kids to school with cleaning supplies and sanitizing supplies. I found it very interesting. We were promised the remote learning experience. We are on period 3 right now. None of the teachers signed up for remote learning, and the ones that did, from other parents that I heard, said good morning, posted the assignments, and just left. So there is no learning. We are very concerned how this will affect our kids in the future, because if it's a one-time thing, it's bad enough, but if it's going to be a recurring event, it's definitely not acceptable. Our kids should not be used. This school should not be used. It's a sectionary for the learning. Our kids are supposed to be here and feeling safe and be able to learn. Many of our kids have regencies coming up in February, which they just lost a day of school, a day of learning. We're not sure if the school is clean. We're not sure if people who came here have lice, bed bugs, if they have COVID, if they have tuberculosis, if they have any other disease. When our school's entering, if our kids entering the school, we have to provide immunization papers. Otherwise, they're not allowed into the school. But those people were not checked at all. So we have no idea. We just entered our school. We have no idea how it's going to be sanitized. We have no idea what sanitation devices and chemicals are going to be used and if they're safe for our kids. We are extremely upset about the PSL games being hosted tonight because the school still expects our kids, tennis team, swimming team, and I believe, I'm not sure if football, there's one more, to come tonight and for the games. Well, the kids are not coming. They're going to forfeit every single game, that there will be no games hosted in this school tonight. Because if it's not safe for the children to come in for the learning, it shouldn't be safe for the children to come in and play games for the school. This is not acceptable on so many levels. It's, we worry about the health of our kids, we worry about the education of our kids. This is the future of this country. It's 11th graders, 10th graders, it's high school kids, 12th graders. Those are the kids who are going to go into colleges. And I don't know what education they're going to get. This is going to go on. We just go scared, confused, angry. We're not sure who to reach to because we're not sure who's responsible. We heard a lot of we decided on the Zoom meeting. I don't know who he is. American People Support He. I would like to know who he is. I actually like to know the names of the he. Who made that part of the decision. I know one thing. I'm volunteering myself to oversee how the school is. I will take a day off. I will come to school and I will walk with the community from class to class, from auditorium to the cafeteria, into the gymnasium to make sure that there's no needles left behind, that there's no knives left behind, no guns, that it's actually being cleaned for the rest of our children and for the rest of our parents' peace of mind, that children can actually go to school safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you so much. I just want to add that migrants never went through the metal detectors, right? So we have no idea what these people meant bring to this.
We have no idea what you're carrying. We have no idea what you're bringing into these schools. You're calling them dirty. You're complaining them. You're cleaning them.
We all know we've been vaccinated.
The migrants were
We all know we've been vaccinated.
The migrants' health were never checked.
I have a child. I have a 3-year-old.
Ma'am, notice all the people here are against what you are about.
Okay.
Take them to your house. That's right.
Listen,
Take them all home with you if you love them that much. Take your sign and yourself and get out of here.
all of us, we're all human beings. We feel that the situation the migrants are in too. That's out of question. And
Do they not feel the same
let
thing
me
for their children?
reply.
Do they
Let
not
me
feel the
reply
same
to
thing
you.
for their
If
children?
you will be illegal,
But
I
we're all
cannot
here
reply
legally,
to you.
and they're not.
Okay? So they were removed from this school at 4:15 or 4:30 in the morning. That's not a right time to remove people with kids, or whoever they are, migrants or not migrants. Why 4:30 a.m. in the morning? Why they couldn't wait until 6, 7 in the morning to get them back to Floyd Bennett Field? That's also a good question that we need to ask. Ask who manages that?
ISCO, the
Who manages
Director of
that?
Emergency Management, manages when people are moved and how they are managed.
Now, hold on. You see my face? I would like to see your face. Can you please remove the mask?
A COVID pandemic.
Really? But it's okay.
COVID pandemic is over. COVID pandemic is over. You're the only
Let's talk about
one.
cleanliness.
I would like to see your face. I would like to see your face.
I have a child.
I would, so do I. I would like
So I have to
Okay,
protect them from disease. That's why I'm wearing
let's
a mask.
continue the press
To
conference,
protect my
please.
child from disease.
My colleague from Staten Island, Mike
Can we
Riley.
open this up, please? Back up. Back up. Can you open up the press conference, please? Back up.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Riley, the settlement from the South Shore of Staten Island. Just to be clear, we saw this coming. I introduced legislation months ago to prevent schools from being used as migrant shelters. It also would have prevented them from using any daycare center where they house 18-year-olds and under. We knew this was going to happen. Today, it's James Madison. Where is tomorrow? Or the next day? These storms are coming. It's the winter time. Floyd Bennett Field? Really? Like you weren't warned? Mr. Mayor, you knew this was going to happen. Everyone knew this was going to happen. You didn't have to be Kreskin. If you didn't see it coming, then you are either blind, dumb, or just stupid. We knew it was going to happen, and it's going to happen again. But is it going to happen in a school in your neighborhood? You know, we talk about closing schools when it's inclement weather. They never do it. Very rarely. And the reason why is always, where are those kids that struggle to eat? Where are they going to eat? Where are they going to stay warm? What about the Title I students here? We threw them out in the cold. It's about time we wake up. So I implore everyone in the State Assembly, the State Senate, to back the bill. It's a bipartisan bill. Senator Scarcella-Spent introduced it in the State Senate. We have the opportunity to prevent this from happening again. There are better choices. You know, the storm, they talked about it for 5, 6 days. What about the armories? What about coordination with the state, with the governor's office? There's a lot of shortfalls here. But we need to stand up, and that's why we're here today, to stand up to make sure that we don't displace our students anywhere in New York City. And it's time to wake up. Thank you. The bill, it actually prevents migrant shelters from taking place, from being housed in schools and any daycare centers that watch kids 18 or under. That's the bill.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jaime Williams. She's not only a parent of a kid who goes to school. Floyd Bennett Field is in her assembly district, and from the very first moment, she was against
the migrant shelter at Floyd Bennett Field. Assemblymember Kerry.
Thank you. We're all here today for one thing. For one thing. Floyd Bennett Field needs to be shut down first and foremost. From day one, Councilmember Joanna Ariola, Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, and I said it needs to be shut down. That Floyd Bennett Field was too much of an isolated area and a flood zone. We have had other incidents before where there were 9 inches of rain off the runway. I too am a parent of a child that attends James Madison. And it is very disruptive when you come and take over our school. And today, don't think they're doing schoolwork. My daughter is home. You know what she has to do today? Submit some missing work. For all the parents who had to stay home today because their kid had to do remote learning, that is wrong. And it's not even fair to the migrants as well. We told you that this is not sustainable and we need a better sustainable plan. Floyd Bennett Field needs to be shut down. We do have an evacuation route in place, especially for the residents that live in the Rockaways. Come over the Marine Park Bridge, straight down Flatbush Avenue, straight to Brooklyn College. And why Brooklyn College? Because it is one of the most elevated spots. It doesn't tell you to turn off of Flatbush and come down Quentin Road and then to the corner of Quentin and Bedford at James Madison. So we have to ask ourselves, why was Madison chosen? The experts who did this, there is clearly an evacuation route that you did not follow. You did not follow. We need a more sustainable plan, and we know another storm is coming, 1 or 2 of them. So what's going to happen Friday afternoon? What's going to happen Monday? What's going to happen the next week? Who is being accountable? Who is being accountable? When is it going to stop? We have imaginary borders. They're coming, but then there is no plan. Is this the American dream? To be shuffled from shelter to shelter, from shelter to the school and back? Is this the American dream that you dream of? Ask yourself that question. This federal government needs to open their eye and close our borders, whether you agree or disagree. The people that are here need to be vetted and processed. We cannot sustain this in our community. We have excessive panhandling, you name it. And we also have migrants who now own vehicles that are unregistered, no license plate. That's not fake news, it's a reality. So everything is happening and there's no accountability. I say it's enough excuses. Floyd Bennett Field has to be shut down permanently. And to the governor, as you said, next week in the budget, you're going to talk about the migrants. Well, I am telling you today, from Marine Park, if our budget has money to go towards migrant services or asylum seeker services, I cannot vote for that budget. Because that is, and again, as I've said many times, an abuse of the taxpayers' dollars. This is America. And we have to take care of our own home. Charity begins at home. We need to take care of our home first. Thank you. Well said.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. Alec Brew, Crossman, District 46.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so very much for coming. My name is Alec Krasny. I'm an assemblyman from 46th Assembly District. And I came to this country 35 years ago as a refugee from the former Soviet Union. As many of the people, many of the parents of the kids in Madison High School, I've been waiting for the decision of an American consulate outside of the United States for 11 months. 35 years ago, federal government has been checking my background once in 2 months.
my health once in 3 months. So federal government knew what to do 35 years ago. Do you really think that federal government doesn't know what to do now? It's a BS. They all know what to do. They don't want to do it. They want to bring more and more people who would rely on the government and vote for them. Let's say the way it is. Why it's still at Floyd Bennett Park? Why it's not at Armory? Because Floyd Bennett Park is located in a conservative area of New York City. And where Armory is located? In Park Slope. They're afraid to lose their vote. That's what the whole thing is about. Nobody's in charge. New Yorkers are very compassionate people. But they're losing their patience. They don't have any patience anymore. The border, we're supposed to have a border. This is, when I came here 35 years ago, there was a land of law and order. That's the way we have to keep it. But today, nobody's in charge. Nobody's in charge of the border, and nobody's in charge of the city. This is all about liberal vote. Let's finally move them to Armory. Let's finally move them to Park Slope. We got enough. People in this city, people in this state, they fed up. And people in this country fed up. We've been listening to some uneventful event yesterday. It was a State of the State by Governor Hochul. Did you hear any new ideas, any real new ideas? Yeah, housing. Aren't we free market economy still? So if the bills that appear on a billboard in the assembly every time anti-landlord bill, how can you build more housing? It makes no sense. What they doing these days makes no sense. And what they doing and the bills they producing go against at least 60% of the opinion of the people in New York City. People just go and vote. Vote them all out. Otherwise, we're going to have a huge problem. Huge problem. I came here 35 years ago because this is the American dreamland. What's happening now? What's happening with the dream? I'm talking to people outside. I'm talking to people beyond this crowd. Because this crowd obviously cares. Wake up. Wake up, people. Get them all out. Thank you all very much, and I'm very grateful to Michael Novakhov for organizing us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'd like to say thank you to, especially the parents who came here today. To parents of those kids who are not able to go to their school today, not able to have their lunch today at the school, and the parents who are not able to go to work today because of all that. But they came here today to support us. Thank you so much. And I just want to underline that yesterday, as Alex said, in the State of the State from the governor, we haven't heard nothing about migrant crisis. We haven't heard nothing about how to solve the migrant crisis.
There is no migrant crisis. These rates are actually based on the population.
Send them back!
Send them back!
Thank you so much.
Send them back, exactly. Send them back! Send them back! Send them back! Send them back!
She's wearing a mask.
What are you doing here if there's no migrant crisis? What are you doing here? Send them back! 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 I have a girlfriend. I'm looking for a girlfriend. Show your face! Show your face!
Shut off all the microphones. Whoa.
That was pretty impressive.
That was straight up.
That was God telling me to speak louder.
Louder.
Yes, I have a question.
Mrs. Fauci, please stop.
I have a question.
Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Nobody
Shut up and get out.
Go back where you came from. You live in this
Nobody
area?
cares what you have to say.
Where do you live?
Shut up and get out. Take off the mask or shut up.
girlfriend to give her green card. I'm looking for a girlfriend to give her green card. Do you have a girlfriend that I can give her green card? I live in.
Cut off all the microphones. Give her no airtime.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Free the hostages. Shame on you. And make sure. Democrat, go home. Democrat, go home. Go vote with AOC.
Built New York City.
My parents are immigrants. My parents came through Ellis Island. My parents
My dad works at 26 Federal Plaza.
Hey, Jamie, what you had to Jamie,
Can't hate on that
what you had to
girl
say to
style,
the people
you know?
from your Facebook group? They watching it right now.
Guys, this is our reality. As a parent, I am concerned. My daughter is at home. You know, there's not really no real assignments happening today at the school. But at the end of the day, we've said from day one, Floyd Bennett Field needs to be shut down. What's going to happen Friday night to the migrants that are at Floyd Bennett Field? Which school is next? Which school is next? And Madison is not a school for evacuation purposes. They were not ready. They were not equipped. We have schools. We have an evacuation route that runs down Flatbush to Brooklyn College. So you tell me what is happening here.
Thank you.
Jaime Williams. Yes. Daughter. Well, first of all, this is unprecedented, right? We know that a storm was brewing. We know that, days in advance, right? We know that there was going to be excessive winds. So yesterday, while I was in Albany at the State of the State, my daughter called me, and that's how I found out what was happening, right? I mean, this is unfair. I drove down in very, very bad conditions to be here, right? I have a personal relationship with the principal here, and I came in to check in with the principal. And I got a phone call, and it wasn't a nice one, and I decided to leave. Before you know it, my picture was up in the school with council member Ina and a few other electeds. And we know why they posted that, because they don't want us in the building. They don't want the public to know the truth. But ask yourself this question: is Floyd Bennett Field an ideal place? No, it's not. We are playing with people's lives. You should have seen the children, the babies, in the rain going into the school. That is not right. Whether or not, whatever our beliefs are, Floyd Bennett Field needs to shut down. The governor and the mayor and the federal government who gave the governor the authority to use Floyd Bennett Field need to have this plan re-evaluated, shut it down, and put these people where it's a more sustainable, safer environment. The blame is multi-layered. It's multi-layered, and it stops at the border. If our border is not closed, then it's not going to stop. We could no longer sustain this, and more people are coming. So we need to evaluate the situation. I represent the South the 5th Night Assembly. This is from Canarsie to Garrison Beach. But again, as I said, a lot of my constituents, their children attend James Madison, and my daughter attends James Madison. As a parent. Thank you. Sure. I'm sorry. Because I'm going to stop the
You are a mayor, state level, but your daughter also attends. First, let me ask you from a parent perspective. When you got the call, the email, and notice that the school was going to be closing to accommodate migrants overnight, as a parent,
I was very upset. We have went through other conditions demonstrations, storms, and the school is open. So, on a drop of a dime, we're telling you that you decided to have this school in particular go remote. What happened to all the other storms that were before, and you did not close Madison? It was disruptive, it is unfair, not to our students, but to our parents, to our community, and also to the migrants. Because you're shuffling them as a pawn from one side to the other. When is it going to stop?
Because this is the
When
largest
is it going
human
to stop?
trafficking operation.
We heard from some conservative voices here.
These people are not migrants. They are victims of human trafficking and child trafficking. There's an infrastructure to bring people from country to country to country. This is not something that just happened overnight.
Well,
The
first
New
of
York
all,
City Council, through the Committee of
I am not
Contracts
looking at
last
this
year,
as to
already
what
knew that these people were
letter
coming here.
is behind
Brad
someone's
Lander and
name,
Mayor
whether you're
Adams have
Democrat or
bankrupted the city
Republican,
because they made bad
independent.
deals with the hotel
This
lines, the
is
hotels,
an issue
which they are
for
paying
every
$4,000 a night
American.
for each migrant.
Everyone in my district
Coming here, projected
needs to know what is going
$4,000
on.
a night. The city's budget
That
is
is the
bankrupt.
thing.
No police,
Right? Why they not
nobody's
stepping
gonna
up?
get
I
paid,
don't know.
right? And on
But I
top of
took
that,
an oath to represent my
right?
community,
Queens,
and
where
that
I'm
is what
from,
I
on
do.
Roosevelt Avenue,
And
is full
Fort
of open air
Minnesota,
prostitution.
we've said from day one,
I don't
it's not a
want
sustainable
little
place.
girls
It's an isolated place.
to have
no
to be
infrastructure.
prostitutes
It's a
to
flood
pay
zone.
off the debts that
No
they have to
secret.
pay to the coyotes to bring them over
When
here.
it rained,
Okay, how about that? How about not calling them migrants? How
there
about
was
calling them
9
what they
inches
really
of
are?
rain, of water, sorry. Right off of Route 19. Who wants to live in those conditions? Is that the American dream? What is the American dream? As electeds, we need to stand up. It's not about if you're a Democrat or Republican. If you do care about your community, our city, our state, and our country, it would not matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. You're doing what's right about the American people and doing what's right for every taxpayer in our country.
Who does the blame press? Democrats, Republicans?
As I said, I'm not looking at what party is behind what name. We all are responsible, whether you choose to stand up for what you believe in or have a silent ear and close your eyes. So we have to tackle the problem. And for those who don't want to tackle it, we are going to just do that. Bring the issue to everyone to see what's going on. And probably they'll wake up.
But you say Floyd Ridgefield has to go.
It has to go. It has to go. What is going to happen Friday night? What is going to happen Monday night? What is going to happen 2 weeks from now? We don't know what's going to happen with the weather. How much, if it's going to be snowing, a lot, what's going to happen? Is there going to be more winds involved? I don't know. I can't predict. But we do need to find a safer, sustainable solution for the women and children that are being housed and sheltered.
And the mayor was warned this was a possibility that if there was bad weather, that place would suffer.
We told them this from day one, before there was stakes on the ground. Before the lease was even signed, we told them this. And I guess they think that, because it was hurricane season, they were more susceptible to that. But whoever thought that last night would have had all this high wind and this torrential shower? This is not hurricane season. You're welcome.
She has no idea what she's doing. She just made a big scene on camera. And now she's saying.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, this. All right, so. Yo, what up? Me Dago. Wait. Everything good? What's everything? I'm good, man. I'm good, man. We finished this thing.
EMT, Bryce Nieves.